Oh, stop! Stop! Holy! That was really nice. I like it. He attacked like, I don't know, 8 times, 10 times. Man, this dude. Come on, do it again. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, what's up everyone? Vortex here and welcome back to Vortex Ray Shadow Legends. In today's video, guys, we're gonna talk about a pretty important topic, and it's Doom Tower and its bosses. I've heard this question quite a lot on social media, on Facebook especially, where I'm part of some groups for Ray Shadow Legends. A lot of people are asking, how can I deal with Bommal? How can I deal with the Scarab King? How can I beat this boss? How can I beat that boss, you know? And I decided I'm gonna make this video. I will try my best to give you guys a quick explanation, tips, tricks, whatever I know about these bosses in a quick video without taking too much of your time. But it's quite an important topic that to talk about, you know. It's not an easy topic, as obviously if you have an endgame account and you have a lot of the good champions in your account, you know, it's easy to say do this, do that, you know, take this champion and do. But when you don't have that one and you're a mid-game player like me, it might take a little bit of trial and error and learning to actually beat these bosses. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's go to the video. Alright guys, so let's start with the first boss, and it's Bommal. Now this video, it will be about these bosses from this rotation of the Doom Tower. When the next rotation will come out, I will try to make some videos about those bosses. But so far in this rotation we have Bommal, we have the Scarab King, the Griffin, and Dark Fae. Now, unfortunately, the only boss that I have available at the last stage is Bommal. I'm about to open Scarab King. I'm still working my way through the stages here. And then it will be Griffin and Dark Fae. I will make the video with, I will showcase you guys this stage for the Bommal because it's the last one. And for the other ones, I'm gonna show you these stages, the previous ones. I can't show you the last ones because again, I don't have them available yet. They're not open for me. But the teams that I'm gonna use for clearing these stages of this level of the bosses, those teams should be, I'm not gonna say 100% sure they can beat these other stages as well, the last ones, but they can sure beat these stages, which means, let's say you are not gonna be able to clear the last stages of the bosses and finish the whole Doom Tower, but at least you will get a little bit further if you follow the strategies that I'm gonna show you guys. And once these are gonna be open, if I'm not gonna be able to clear them with the teams that I have, I will probably make another video and I will tell you guys, listen, I've tried, I got to this point, I can't do it further, you know. Or if I can beat them, then I probably gonna make another video, an updated video, where I'm gonna show you guys these last stages as well. So, first of all, we need some coffee. It's quite late for me. I shouldn't drink coffee at this time. It's 7 o'clock here in UK. All right, but it's okay. I'm not working tomorrow, so I can stay a little bit late tonight. So, let's talk about Bommal first. Now, one thing that you guys need to understand about bosses, the best way to learn how to deal with them is by reading their description. The Plarium devs, they've done quite a good job explaining how the boss works, what the boss's skills are doing, how to deal with them, some strategies, you know. So if you guys want to learn how to beat them, first of all, come here to the boss guide, read through this stuff and try to understand how it works and what you should do. Obviously, my strategies involves quite a lot what's going on here, so I'm gonna tell you what to do, but just in case, just come here and double check and read a little bit on your own. Maybe I'm gonna miss something, so it's good for you to come and check and learn how it works, right? Now, as you can see, my team for Bommal, it's basically Lady Annabelle and 2 Sun Wukongs. Now, you don't need 2 Sun Wukongs. You can deal it just with one of them. You can actually do it even without Sun Wukongs. I used to do it in the past when Sun Wukong wasn't available yet. All you need is Lady Annabelle. She is, let's say, a secret champion that you can use to beat Bommal. Obviously, the best champion to beat Bommal is gonna be Gnishak, right? Or champions like Nut and Acrisia, like these dudes here. But if you can check here, a lot of them are using Gnishak. And the reason is because Gnishak is gonna put bombs on Bommal. And Gnishak is the best bomber, let's say. There are others, other champions who use these bombs. But Gnishak is the best one because he's gonna do this, everything in one, technically one move. He's gonna use, I think he's A3, and then he gets an extra turn. He's gonna do his A2, and he is gonna explode all the bombs, and Bommal is gonna be almost dead. Just make sure you build Gnishak with a lot of attack. But again, that's for people who have endgame account. You might not have Gnishak. So what's the best next strategy? Lady Annabelle. Before I go into the fight, let me give you the other strategy, the last one, that involves basically what the boss guide is saying, okay? And again, if you come here and read some good ways to deal with Bommal, it's his minions, Dread Bombs. Basically, those are the ones that do the most damage to you when they explode. And a good way to deal with that, you need champions that can freeze the bombs, okay? And this way, you're gonna take less damage. You can use a block damage buff to prevent the blast from even scratching you. So you block damage, it's okay. Like I don't know, an Alsgore, a Demeter, you know, those are pretty good champions. Or whoever you have, maybe you have Helicat. Those are good options. You can see here, Dread Bombs may be slow, but they're immune to all effects except freeze and HP burn. So all the champions that you have, make sure you have one with bombs, if you have one. Even if it's not Gnishak, there are some epics that uses bombs. I think one of the recent one that was added to the game, and I've heard that it's a pretty good one for Bommal. It's I don't think I have her anymore. So let me go here. It's one of the, it's Isbale. Isbale, it's the best option if you don't have any legendary with bombs. If you have her, now I'm not sure exactly how good she is on her own. I think you might need two of them to make it work properly. But even one if you have, and then you have another champion that can freeze this, you know. If you don't have any champions that can place a freeze, there is a free, let's say free option for you in the clan boss market. And it's Yakal the Scourge. You can technically get him for free if you buy all the shards from the clan shop. Let me see what's happened here. Bait to the dragon. Okay, good for my team, for my clan. We're doing quite a lot of good work here. I have nothing to buy actually here. Why I don't have anything to buy? I'm gonna finish to buy my what's her name? I forgot. Yannicka. I'm gonna save my coins for other stuff. Okay, so again, you have a free champion that you can get from the clan boss to freeze the bombs. You need someone, if you can have someone with block damage, it's a good option. And there's no real strategy when dealing with Bommal. All you need to do is to have the good champions that can survive, okay? Champions like, let's see, Harima, for example. She has her passive that reduces the damage, okay? Or not reduces the damage, but enemies ignored defense effects are decreased by 50%. I think Bommal, he has some ignore defense in his kit. Having Harima in your team, it might help you a little bit and mitigate some of that damage. Someone like Duchess, she's gonna help you a lot, again with her passive, because everyone takes 15% less damage from AoE from bosses and 25 from other champions. But again, you might not have Duchess, you might not have Harima. So it all depends on what you have on your account, right? If you have Lady Annabelle, however, she is the best champion for Bommal. She will be able to solo Bommal by herself. You can use some Wukong because at this point in the game, pretty much everyone has some Wukong. And the reason why you want some Wukong with her is because some Wukong doesn't need anyone to revive him. Even if he's dying, he's gonna come back to life, right? So build him with a lot of damage, and he's gonna help you to clear the waves, because Lady Annabelle on her own, she's not gonna be able to clear the waves very fast. So you're gonna need some champions to help her. You can create a full team if you want, okay? You can put 5 champions in the game. They will all die eventually, and Lady Annabelle should be the only one to last and survive until the end of the fight. Now, what do you want for Lady Annabelle? You must have her in regen set. Regen set heals by 15%. You must have her with immortal set. That's another 3% of healing. And the reason why Lady Annabelle, she's the best option for Bommal, is for her passive. Heals this champion by 15%, by 50% of their max HP whenever an ally or enemy dies. And the bombs from the Bommal, they are considered enemies. They're not just bombs. They are enemies, minions, basically, for the Bommal. And whenever they explode, they will heal her by 50%. And if you add the 50% plus 15 here, that's 65%, plus the 3% from the Immortal, that's 68% healing for her. Now, in terms of stats, you want her with lots of HP. For the last stage of Bommal, I suggest you should have at least over 80,000 HP. At least 80,000, okay? If you can have more, you can put more. A lot of people are saying, I saw on Facebook as well, you must have over 3,000 defense and over 200 speed. No, that's not true. I will show you guys. You don't need speed. If you can see mine, she has 169, nice, speed, 2,000 defense, and she's gonna be able to survive until the end of the fight. The way you need to understand if your champion is working and she can survive until the end of the fight. Whenever she's healing, if she's healing the whole bar of energy, it means she's gonna survive to the end of the fight, until the end of the fight. If, however, she's healing, but she doesn't heal all the way up to the end, eventually she's gonna die. So that's a good trick to understand if she's built properly or not for the fight. If she's not built properly, come back to her, try to build her a little bit more, try to put as much HP wherever you can. As you can see here, I have HP on my gloves, on my chest plate, on my boots. No, actually, boots I have speed. I try to take HP everywhere I can. Not all my gear is good, so I don't have HP on this one, for example. I have HP on my ring, on amulet, and on the banner, okay? So try to give her as much HP as you can. And like I said, the Sun Wukongs, I'm not going to show you guys the build because everyone has Sun Wukong by this point. You already know what he's doing, how you build him. Basically build him for damage. Even if he's built like a hybrid, he's still going to be okay. So let's go into the fight and show you guys how this whole team works, right? Where is it? Okay, so this is the last stage of Bommal, okay? So if this one works for this stage, it means it's gonna work for any other stage of Bommal. You're good to go. The only one thing that you need to remember before you start the fight, using this team, it's to turn off her third skill during all rounds, okay? Because this one, basically, she's swapping her HP with one of your Sun Wukongs, and she's gonna die. Even if she places a revive on death, eventually she's gonna die. So you don't want to exchange your HP. You want her to stay with full HP, regenerate every time. And your Sun Wukongs, again, I have 2 of them because I was lucky enough to pull the second one. But even one of them, it's more than enough for you. Just one Sun Wukong and Lady Annabelle is more than enough as a team to beat Bommal. So let's start the fight. We're not gonna do a super raid, just a simple fight. When we get to Bommal, I will show you guys what's going on. Alright, so we are here at Bommal. Now, you might notice here that my Sun Wukongs, they're gonna die a lot. But that's the beauty of Sun Wukong. He doesn't need a reviver, okay? He's gonna come back to life, he's gonna keep attacking. While Lady Annabelle, you see that she's losing some health. But did you see that heal? 45,000. Okay? So that's why you want Lady Annabelle for Bommal. And you want her in regen set with immortal set, plus her passive skills healing. She's gonna survive this fight, no problems. As I show you guys, I don't have 3,000-4,000 defense like people say that you need. I don't have over 200 speed like people say you need. 169 speed, 2,000 defense, a lot of HP. That's the trick, guys. Put at least over 80,000, I would say. 85,000 would be the best, okay? With 85,000 HP on her, you're gonna beat the last stage of Bommal with no problem. That's, of course, if you have her. If you don't have her, then you should go for the other strategies. Have someone with block damage, someone with freezing, someone with HP burn, and maybe 1 or 2 damage dealers that are really good and can do a lot of damage. Maybe someone with HP, with enemy max HP damage, like Colhard maybe. I don't know exactly. I've never used those strategies because I don't need. I have Lady Annabelle. But if you have Lady Annabelle in your vault or you just pull her, make sure you level her up. You don't need any books for her, okay? Mine, it's unbooked. I think I put maybe 1 book. She's unbooked. You don't need books for her. You don't need amazing gear. All you need is HP. That's it. Don't need crit rate, no crit damage. Only the masteries, make sure you go for... I'm pretty sure it's War Master. But I might be mistaken. After the fight, I will show you guys if it was War Master or the other one. Just so you can do a little bit of extra damage, you know. And that's pretty much it. Let's wait for the fight to end and I'll show you guys the result at the end. Alright guys, so here we are at the end of the fight. It only took 10 minutes and 225 turns, but this is not a quick fight, okay, with Bommal. And that's not important. What's important is that you can do it, okay? As you can see, Lady Annabelle, she put quite a lot of damage, almost more than my second Sun Wukong. She didn't quite beat the first one. But keep in mind that my Sun Wukongs, for most of the time, they were dead, right? They would only come up every now and then, have a hit. But she did quite a lot of damage. Obviously, the heals, they were incredible. Over 10 million heal, okay? So, like I said, you only need 80,000 HP on her. And she's gonna be good to go, and you can actually win the Bommal. Let me just go quick and show you guys what masteries I have on her, because I forgot to show you. I haven't completed the masteries simply because on this side of the support tree, none of these are really, they really matter for her, right? On this side, probably kill streak might be good, you know, it's a 6% more damage in arena, but you don't use her in arena, and 3% in all other locations. Yeah, you can go on all these 3 here, down to War Master, like I said. Life Drinker, again, you're gonna heal even more if you have over 50% of HP, and you will always be over 50%. Go take some health here, take some heals, so more heals here, another 5%. So just, if you want, you can copy this, okay? Or if you want, you can choose your own, but I think this is the best one. You don't have to go for accuracy. You're not gonna use any of her other skills. You can use the second one, but second one, she places some leech, but it's not really important. What's important is just to her passive skill. Yeah, as you can see, I haven't put any books on her, so she's unbooked because you don't need books for her. She's a pretty easy champion to level up. I'm not gonna advise you guys to go for to use her at level 50. I don't think she's that good, you know, to have her at level 50 and use her like that. But I might be mistaken, right? I mean, let's say you have her at level 50 and you have some pretty good gear and you can put at least over 100,000 HP on her, or even more. She might be good, even at level 50. I can't actually prove that because if I had another one, I would try her at level 50, you know, and see if she can actually survive. But you can try. If you have her and you don't want to level her up at 60 because, you know, it's expensive. You need 5 5-star chickens to level her up at 60. So if you have any of these Lady Annabelle around and it's at level 50, try, see if it works, let me know. If I will ever pull another one, I'm gonna try her as well and see if it works the way I think. Alright, so we are done with Bommal. Let's move on to the next boss, which would be the Scarab King. Now, again, I don't have the last stage of Scarab King opened. Like I said, I was working towards it, but then I decided to make this video, so I stopped. Probably I should have finished this one and give you guys a good idea. Let me just see this secret room. I've been having a lot of issues with the secret rooms in this rotation. I can't for the life of me beat these secret rooms. I managed to beat the first 3 or 4, but there's a couple of them that probably with a little bit of work and patience I can actually beat them. I will work towards them once I'm done with the Doom Tower and all the bosses. When I'm done here, I hope I can get to the end of it and then move on to the normal stage, but if not, I will move to the normal one and we'll see. Anyway, let's go to Scarab King. Now, again, Scarab King is one of those champions that you need some strategies, okay? I'm gonna say it one more time. Make sure you come to the description of the boss, read his skills, see what you can do, what you can't do, and try to beat him. Here's the thing, yeah? When it comes to Scarab King, I can't give you the best advice for what the best team would be. Because before I got this dude, which I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about, before I got him, I was having a lot of issues to beat this guy, okay? I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm just saying that it's really hard. Once I got this dude, everything got a little bit more easy. Actually, let me go to the champions and show you guys exactly. In order to beat the Scarab King, you need this strategy. You must have champions that put shields. If your champions attack the Scarab King, they don't have a shield on them, the Scarab King will put provoke on them. So your champions, they won't be able to use their other skills. They have to use their A1 to attack Scarab King. And that's a problem. Which is why if you have Mitrala, she's kind of free. You can get her from the Hydra. And if you have a mid-game account, you should probably have her. If you don't have her, make sure you do your Hydra fights. Again, you might not have Mitrala. I don't know what champions you guys have. So make sure, for example, a good option would be in terms of shields. Let's see, which one do I have here? I'm curious because I'm not sure exactly. Buffs, I would say, okay, so Toragi, it's probably the best one as an epic if you don't have any legendary or Mitrala. He has shields on his A3 plus ally protection, reflect damage. If you have available, you need someone who destroys max HP. This way you're gonna take down the shield of the Scarab King. And this is where this champion that I have, this is a new guy on my account. I'm really happy with this guy. He's amazing. So if you have this guy in your vault, Lord Vargal, he used to be a very bad champion. For most of the time, he's been in a vault for everyone. Nowadays, he got a good buff. And it's only about this passive skill, where he's destroying the max HP of bosses. He used to have this skill before, but it wouldn't work for bosses. Now it works for bosses, especially for Scarab King. So this guy, you're gonna see the fight. This guy, it's amazing. Since I got him, I can actually do Scarab King. Before I could do it, but it took me a lot of time. It would take me a lot of manual fights, and it was really annoying. Now that I have him, you're gonna see the fights are somehow decent. They're not that hard anymore. Yeah, let me show you how to build him if you have him. Obviously, he's the secret. Just like Lady Annabelle for Bommal, this guy, it's the secret champion that you need for Scarab King. Now, one thing to remember, he can actually solo Scarab King. However, mine can't do it yet. And the reason is because I don't have enough speed on him. My speed is at 189 at the moment. I need at least 220 speed on him. I saw Hell Hades. He's been showcasing this guy. And his Lord Vargal, he could solo the Scarab King. Mine, he can't do it because the Scarab King, he puts a decreased speed on you. And whenever he gets that the debuff, the Scarab King will go 2, even 3 times of attacking him before he can actually heal himself. And the way you build him is with, again, with regeneration set. And I went for some speed set, but I might have to look around for some other sets. Anyway, let's go into the battle and let me show you guys why this guy is the best option for you, if you have him, for the Scarab King. Alright guys, so this is the fight. What we're gonna do, remember to turn off Lord Vargal. He doesn't need these two skills for the fight with the Scarab King, so turn off these two skills. He only needs his A1. He attacks one enemy 2 times, fills his turn meter, and then he has a chance to repeat the attack and place a heal reduction. And that's gonna be great for the Scarab King. And everyone else, they can stay the same. They can do whatever they want during the fights. Let's see if this actually works. I think I'm gonna remove Rathalos. I'm gonna put my Sun Wukong in this fight. Hopefully he's gonna do a better job. So let's see how this fight goes. And I will come back to you guys with when we get to the Scarab King. Alright, so here we are to the Scarab King. Now the way this works is that whenever the Scarab King will attack my team, he's gonna take damage, and thanks to Lord Vargal, and his shield is going down. Look at that shield, all right? And once the shield is going down, he's gonna take a lot more damage. Also, you can see his max HP is going down as well, and that's all thanks to the passive skill of the Lord Vargal, which is why I'm saying he's the best champion for this boss. Let's see how this fight works. You saw how many times he attacked the Scarab King. I like the dude. When I will be able to put more speed on him, I'm gonna make a video. If I can solo the Scarab King just with him, I will make a video and I'll show you guys exactly how it works. So far, he's doing great, but he's not his best, okay? Simply because I don't have the best gear out there to give him at least 220, 230 speed. At the moment, he's at 189, like I show you guys. So he's not gonna do much on his own. He needs a lot of other people around him. But let's see how this fight goes, and if I will be able to finish it, because it's not a 100% sure team. Yeah, I might fail every now and then. But once I'm done with the fight, I will come back to you guys. I will show the results, and then I will go back to the champions, and I will show you guys how to build this dude, masteries and everything. So let's wait a little bit, and we'll come back at the end of the fight. All right, so his shield is down, so now he should take more damage, but we'll see. As long as I can survive, it's gonna be great. Yeah, attack him. I love it. I love when he goes there and he starts beating the shit out of the Scarab King. Lord Vargal, it's a pretty decent champion for this dude, guys. If you have him and you kept him in your vault, make sure you take him out of the vault, because he's gonna help you a lot. Oh, stop! Holy shit. That was really nice. I like it. He attacked like, I don't know, 8 times, 10 times. Man, this dude. Come on, do it again. Yes. All right, so we are approaching the end of the fight. It should be done now. All right. So as you can see, he's not the MVP of the fight. You know, he's not gonna do that much damage. But like I said, his main goal is to destroy the shield of the Scarab King and his max HP. Obviously, most of the damage came from Sun Wukong, Harima. He got the 3rd position, so it's not bad. Again, if I'm gonna build him with a little bit more damage and more speed, he's gonna be able to fight the Scarab King on his own. Why do I have you unupgraded? Can I no, of course not. Why it would give me the last one? Anyway, so in terms of mastery for this dude, I went in the defense tree just to get some counter attack here, and I went for the Giant Slayer instead of War Master. Usually people would go for War Master because his skills, his A2, it's only 1 attack. Actually, no, his A2, it's a placing of provokes and strengthen. His A3, it's just 1 attack, but his A1, it's a 2 times, right? Which is why you want to go for the Giant Slayer. Other than that, you guys, you need a lot of HP, a lot of defense, speed, and probably some resistance. Now that I'm thinking about, maybe if I put a little bit more resistance on him, he might be able to bypass the debuff of the decreased speed. And I need to do some digging and find out exactly how much accuracy the Scarab King has, so I can match his resistance. Or, like I said, I need more speed on him. I don't have that great gear around, so I'm gonna have to find a way to put some speed here and there. But so far, it's okay. I don't mind using him with another 4 champions. And that's how you guys beat the Scarab King. Now, let's move on to the next boss, which is Griffin. Now, when it comes to Griffin, again, you have to come check his skills and everything. Here, there's no secret champion that you should use to beat this dude, okay? There is none of them. What you need for this guy is at least 1 or 2 champions with ally attack, okay? In my case here, I have Lady Mikage. I have Harima because she's doing some damage, and plus, when Lady Mikage attacks with her A1, Harima will join and she's gonna attack as well. But you can use pretty much any Shadow King champion together with Lady Mikage, or maybe you don't have Lady Mikage. You might have Farakin the Fat Man, or any other champions with ally attack. It's up to you what you have in your account. And even if you don't have any ally attack champions, that's absolutely fine. You can use other champions. Technically, what you need is champions that can do a lot of damage without being buffed. Okay? So, for example, a Magnar can be good in this fight because Magnar is an HP damage dealer. So he has a lot of HP. And he doesn't need buffs to do damage, right? So if you have champions around that can ignore defense with their attacks without the need of too many buffs on them, they're gonna be pretty good for this fight. But again, the best strategy is to have someone with ally attack, people with a lot of damage, and someone who can put a block debuffs on your team. In my case, like you see here, I have Artak for the HP burn because Artak is doing quite a lot of damage with his HP burn. Rathalos because Rathalos he has this passive where every 5th attack he's gonna do 200% more damage. Lady Mikage and Harima together they can be a good team, and the Duchess for placing the block debuff on my champions. How to deal with the Griffin, guys? It's all about strategies. So my advice to you is do it manually, okay? Unless you have let's say the top champions out there, so you don't need to, you can do it on auto. I suggest you guys use a manual for the Griffin. It's gonna be easier. I will do it manually this time, so I'm gonna show you guys the whole fight. We're gonna play together basically. If you have the best champions out there, you can put it on auto. For me, it doesn't work. Simply because if I leave my champions to do whatever they want, they're gonna mess up everything, and I'm not gonna be able to win the fight with the Griffin. Let's go through all this stuff, and then I will show you guys how to deal with him. All right, so here we are at the Griffin. So let's talk about how the Griffin works, okay? Again, you can go and check the description of this boss and see how his skills work. But if you don't do it, I will explain it here. The first skill that the Griffin will use will be this one. What he does, he will remove all the buffs from you, and he's gonna attack you, and he will do damage increases by 10% for each buff removed. Which means, if I'm gonna buff my champions now, he's gonna strip all the buffs, and he's gonna do a ton of damage. Which means, I'm not gonna use my A2 with my Duchess, I'm just gonna attack him, and put debuffs on him, right? So, for example, I could use this one, for example, the ally attack, but this ally attack is gonna buff me. It will put increased attack and increased damage on my champions, and I don't want any buffs on my champion, which means I'm gonna use his A1, her A1. Now, next one, it's gonna be Artak. Artak, he can put debuffs. I can put my HP. Obviously, I didn't. I'm not sure why. Let's use Harima's A3. Okay. Let's use this dude. Now, he used already the skill. The next skill he's gonna do, he's gonna take all the debuffs that he has on himself, and he's gonna attack you and put all those debuffs on you. Which means this is the time when you put your block debuffs, okay? With my In this case, with my Duchess. And also, this is the time when you start to do your all your buffs and attacks the best you can until he's gonna go for his attack again, right? So we're gonna use this one. Okay, I'm protected. Now let's attack this. So from now on, I'm gonna make sure I'm not gonna buff myself anymore, because soon he's gonna do this attack again. So he's gonna strip all my buffs, and he's gonna do a ton of damage to me, which means I can't use this attack. I will have to go again for the A1, because that attack will increase the turns of my buffs. So I can't use that one. So this is how I deal with the Griffin, yeah? It's not easy, but it's not impossible, okay? Again, you might have to do it manually, but it doesn't matter. As long as I can do it. For example, again, if I use this one, I'm gonna increase the turns of my buffs, and I don't want that. So I want him. I can put debuffs. That's not a problem. He already removed some debuffs from this dude, so that's not good. All right, so let's do some damage. Now, this is the time when technically I should put the block debuffs on my champions. Unfortunately, I don't have it anymore. But we're gonna increase some of these debuffs. We're gonna go with the A1 again. Make sure, one thing to keep in mind, guys. If this thing here, the Skyborn, goes up to 20, you're gonna die. Okay? So make sure that you kill the Griffin before this one goes to 20. Let's do some damage with Artak. I'm not gonna buff because he's gonna do soon this attack. We're just gonna attack normal. So again, you have to keep in mind his attacks and make sure you do the right move at the right time. This is how you deal with the Griffin. Okay, let's do this one. Let's do this one. And he should be dead soon. Yes. Now, again, this is not the last stage for the Griffin. There's another one. But I'm 100% sure that this strategy, this team, and the way I played it is gonna work for the last stage as well. Again, you guys might not have these champions that I used for the Griffin. But all you need to keep in mind is that you need champions that can put... someone who can put like a block debuffs on you. So for example, if you don't have Duchess, some good options would be... let me see if I have them here. Sepulcher, she can be a good option for you. She has a block debuffs, okay, for 2 turns, which is not bad. Who else? I think it's Mausoleum Mage, another one who can put block debuffs. You might have him, okay. Also, like I said, you need champions that can do a lot of damage without being buffed. Someone like Ratalos, who is a free for everyone. He has this 5th skill used by this champion, deals 200% more damage. So you don't need to have, and even more, if you have an HP burn on the Griffin. So that's why I'm using Artak, which is another free champion that you might have on your account. Ratalos and Artak together, they can do quite a lot of damage to the Griffin, because Ratalos is gonna do 50% more damage against targets under HP burn, and receive less damage from the Griffin, basically, because that's where we're gonna use him. And again, Artak with his attacks, he's doing a lot of damage with placing HP burn, and then he activates. And obviously, like I said, someone with ally attack like Lady Mikage. But if you don't have Lady Mikage, Farakin the Fat, it's a good option. That's the strategy. Make sure you keep an eye on this dude's skills, right? Death Gust is gonna be the first one. Rock Smash is gonna be the second one. Every now and then he's gonna do his A1, technically, the Shockwave. This one is not a really dangerous skill. It's mainly this one, these two here, right? One buff strips your buffs, and the other one will put the debuffs that he has, he will put them on yourself. Also, make sure you don't have any champions that can change the turn meter of the Gryffindor. Because what happens, if you try to decrease the turn meter of the Gryffindor, he will reverse it back to you, and your champions will get a decreased turn meter. At the same time, if you try to increase your turn meter, the Gryffindor will reverse it, and he's gonna increase his turn meter, and you will decrease yours. So, no champions that can do that. For example, let's see, Lissandra, it's a good example for this scenario. So Lissandra, she has this skill. She fills the turn meter of all allies by 30% and decreases by 30% of the enemies. So no champions like this one. And like I said, champions who can do a lot of damage without buffs, champions who can put block debuffs on you, and you should be fine. There's no other strategies, guys. So again, it's up to you guys who you have in your account. But you need to follow the strategies and make sure the skills that the Griffin is using, you follow those skills and do the right thing at the right time. That's the best strategy to deal with this guy. Alright, so we are almost done, guys. We are at the last boss and it's Dark Fae. Now, for Dark Fae, I would say the fight can be a little bit more complicated, but it's not impossible. So let's go first through the team that you need for Dark Fae, and then we will go to the fight and I will explain you guys how the fight works with Dark Fae. When it comes to Dark Fae, I would say Arbiter, it's a pretty good choice for you to have. The reason is that Arbiter, she increases the turn meter of your allies by 30%. The second best champion that you should have is Lissandra with her A3, because again, she's gonna fill up your turn meter and decrease the turn meter of the enemies. But let's say you don't have Lissandra. If you're a mid-game account, you should have Arbiter by now, okay? If you haven't got Arbiter from the missions, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Just go out there and make sure you spend all your resources and energy and everything in getting Arbiter, okay? Arbiter, it's an amazing champion, and everyone should have her, especially if you're a mid-game account. When it comes to Lissandra, again, you might not have her. So a good option, which is really easy to get, it's gonna be this dude. I think he's here. Yes, Armiger, okay? Armiger, he is an uncommon champion. I think everyone knows him. With his A1, he's gonna decrease the turn meter by 30%. Okay, of the enemy, of one enemy. So the strategy would be that you have your Arbiter to boost your turn meter, and then your Armiger will go and he will attack their Arbiter. Because basically the enemy with Dark Fae, the enemies are a mirror image of your team, right? So usually, in most cases, your team will go first, okay? And let's say you have your Arbiter, she will increase your turn meter, and then Armiger should be the next one. If you have him with a lot of speed and properly built, he should be the next one, and he should go attack their Arbiter, decrease their turn meter, and this way the enemy Arbiter is not going to be able to boost the team. And from there you can just do a lot of things, you can do your damage, whatever you have to do. Again, I have a Lissandra. I'm lucky enough to have her. Another good option, if you don't want to go for Armiger, would be Allure. Allure, she's another good champion. On her A1, she decreases the turn meter by 25% on each critical hit. So make sure you build her with 100% crit damage, crit rate. I kind of build mine, but I don't use her at all because, again, I have Lissandra. She's doing everything a lot better than everyone else, right? She's quite fast and everything. Another champion that you need, it would be someone with CC, okay? In my case, I have Mashald. Where are you, Mashald? He is here. This guy is one of my favorite champions in this game. I'm probably gonna make a guide about him and show you guys what he can do. This guy is amazing. And it's mainly because of his A2. He places True Fear and Leech on the enemies, increases speed, increases crit damage, and then with his A1, he's gonna attack all the enemies. And also this guy, he's gonna fill up 2 roles for my champions. The first role is a CC, in this case it's the True Fear. The second role, it's someone who can place a heal reduction. So he has heal reduction on his A3. He's gonna put a heal reduction on the, what's her name? On Dark Fae, this way she doesn't heal. So this dude, he's taking two champions in one for me in this team, right? And then the rest of the teams, you must have someone with can do a lot of damage. And then you need someone with high attack. In my case, it's Supreme Atel. And the reason why I'm saying you need someone with high attack, more than all the other champions is because Dark Fae, she will always steal your champion with the highest attack. In my case, it's Supreme Aetal. If I didn't have her, Dark Fae would go for the next best champion that I have. In my case, would be Mashald. And I don't want her to steal my Mashald because then he's gonna CC the champions and he's gonna destroy me. So let's go to the fight. That's pretty much the strategy. But let's go to the fight and show you guys how the fight works and explain what's going on. So as you can see, I have Harima here. Harima, she's another one with a little bit of CC. She can put provokes. She's doing a lot of damage. So this is my team. But again, instead of Lissandra, you might want to have Armiger or Allure. Instead of Mashald, maybe you have someone who can place stun. Someone like Seal the Drake. She's the free champion for login. Or any other champions that can do some CC. Because you might not get a chance to use all your champions before the other team goes, right? The enemy goes. So you need someone who can stun them or put some true fear or put them under sleep or any of that stuff. But this is my team. So let's go to the fight and I'll show you guys what's going on when we get to the Dark Fae. Actually, before we go to the fight, let me guys show you how to deal if you have some of these champions. So for example, Lissandra, on the round 1, she can use any of her skills, right? On round 2, I blocked Exhaustion and Energize because I want her to have these 2 skills on round 3 when we fight with Dark Fae. And she's gonna prioritize her A3 and then she's gonna go for A2 and then whatever she wants to do. Arbiter is the same. During round 1, during the waves, she can't use her A3 or A4. The same in round 2, and then in round 3 with the Dark Fae, she has to prioritize this one so she can boost my turn meter and then she can do whatever she wants. And Mashald, it's on round 2 on the waves. I turned off Tornado and Open Wounds because sometimes during the wave he's gonna use Tornado and then during the round 3 he's not gonna have it available. And I want him to use Tornado so he can put the True Fear on all the enemies. And this way, they're not going to be able to attack me. Maybe this turn will skip. In terms of Supreme Aetal and everyone else, and Harima, they can do whatever they want. It doesn't really matter. So let's go to the fight. And then once I get to the Dark Fae, I will show you guys, I will explain what's going on. All right, so here we are at the Dark Fae. Like I said, your team will go first, always, yeah? Which is why you want the A3 of Arbiter to be available for you. Obviously, you can use this on auto, so she can do you don't need to do it manual. So let's look at what she's doing. Arbiter went first, Lissandra second, she boosted my turn meter. Mashald, he went for placing all the True Fear on the enemies. Okay, everyone is dead. From now on, this fight is almost done. You saw that Dark Fae, she already stole Supreme Aetal. Because like I said, she will always go for the enemy with the highest attack. In my case, it's Supreme Aetal. For you guys, might be someone else. Which is why you don't... all these other champions that you have in your team, like support champions or the one who's placing the CC or whatever it is, you shouldn't have them with a high attack. You should have one specific champion just for that role. Like in my case, Supreme Aetal. She's not doing that much damage. All the damage is coming from Mashald and Harima. But let's go to the end of the fight and I'll show you guys the results. Alright guys, so we are getting close to the end of the fight. So far everything has been running very smooth and nice. Again, you can see Dark Fae will always steal Supreme Aetal because she has the highest attack, like I said many times. But that's important to notice, right? One thing that I want to say, your champion with the highest attack that Dark Fae is gonna steal, he shouldn't be overpowered, okay? Because if he's a pretty strong champion and she's gonna steal, Dark Fae will steal your champion with the highest attack, that champion might destroy you, okay? So make sure, my Supreme Aetal, she's good, but she's not one of those overpowered champions that she can destroy everyone. Even if she gets a turn and she attacks my team, she's not gonna do a lot of damage. Like I said, all the damage comes in my team from Mashald. He's doing the most damage. and Harima. Yeah, this is the fight, guys. That's how you deal with Dark Fae. This team should work pretty well for the last stage as well. Again, I don't have these 3 stages unlocked yet. If I will have issues to use the teams that I showcased here to beat these stages, I'm gonna make an updated video and I'll let you guys know. And if I make any changes in my team to beat these stages, I'll tell you what I did. And yeah, that's how you beat these bosses, guys. That was the video. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section. Ask me whatever you want, whenever you want. I will try my best to give you all the information that I can. Maybe you want to know what kind of champions you should use here and there. Just let me know in the comment sections and I will try to answer to every question. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.